Welcome back to One Mic Media. And we are here as we are every week with Beyond the Trenches to discuss this week NFL season, that being week 3. And of course, I could not do it without the rest of my panel. And this week, we're bringing back a special guest we had a couple weeks ago. Let me start with him, man. What's going on, Daryl?
Good, Mike. Good job, boys. Appreciate y'all having me back on.
Oh man, yo, anytime you're always welcome, bro. Appreciate you, man. I gotta get your social media so I can start tagging you in it too, man. You're gonna be on the show.
Gotcha.
Know what I mean? So we'll talk about that later on. Yo, of course, gotta bring my man in, my favorite of the show. My man Jordan. What's up, Jordan?
My guy, what's good, bro?
What's good, bro? What's good, man? And of course, man, we gotta have Toby, man, with his solid information over here.
Yeah, man, what's going
We
on?
cannot do this without the man with the most outrageous takes of all.
You hear what he
Man.
said? You hear what he said?
The
Can't be
most,
good,
the
baby.
most, the most entertaining. The
I
most
just live
entertaining.
in the realm of possibility, man. It's
I don't know
all
what that means.
And
possible.
but you scared to get on that fan door.
I ain't
Ahead,
scared on it, but I
go
mean,
ahead.
like, I could do other
Go
things
ahead,
to
let
get
it
my money
run.
away.
Go ahead, yeah.
Look, I just came from Biloxi, Mississippi, bro. So I mean, like, I'm down there. You know,
You
what
was
I'm
in
saying?
Biloxi for what?
Went to the casino, took a little quick trip. It was too cheap to undeny. It was like 2-3 bills for round trip and the room. You know what I'm saying?
Word
But
up.
remember, that's
Off
a
what?
beach, huh?
Yeah,
MGM Grand.
they ain't put no
MGM.
in up.
MGM throw you the bread if you go through. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I mean, how you get it from? We found it at cheap though.
The casino sets it up.
Oh, comped you. Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
not really a comp. They set up trips where it's like, all right, we'll fly
Oh.
y'all down to another casino and get y'all room and board for the low because y'all already members.
So you flew
Yeah.
into Biloxi or you flew into Jackson?
Flew into Biloxi.
Okay, all right. I'll think
Yeah.
about that. All right.
Gulfport, Gulfport, close to Biloxi, but you know, same
That's
thing.
what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah,
I
85
got
degrees all 4 days, baby. I was out there. Y'all was entrenched. Y'all was in the trenches.
I was in Atlanta 2 days ago. What you talking about,
You
bro?
right. You right.
Yeah.
You was out. You was out. You was out. You did just touch back there. Yeah.
Right. But I'll let Jordan and Toby
Yeah.
and them like that. Well, Toby be across the pond
Yeah.
all the time. So.
International Toby. I thought I told you.
You know, I don't get out.
Come on, man. I'm
I don't,
trying.
I don't get. I don't get out too much. I don't get out too much. I don't like to go too many
You
places.
used to? I don't know what happened, bro.
Toby got wings.
Well, you know,
He might got wings, bro. Like low key. The Nigerian nightmare got wings.
That's
I'm
just
telling
like
you,
really
bro.
good.
Toby got frequent flyer miles like a mother.
Toby do. Know somebody that fly a plane.
Got a
Yo,
finesse,
I'm
got a
not straight.
finesse.
Huh?
Yeah.
Finesse, stop it. You're not the finesse. Stop. Wow.
But anyway, let's get started, man. Talk about this week 3 of the NFL season,
Yeah.
and we got to get right into it and talk about Thursday night football as we go from backwards to forwards. First thing was the Niners blew out the Giants, 31-10. Brock Purdy still undefeated, 8-0 in his starts. So at this point, let me start with my man Darryl to guess: are the Niners your clear-cut favorite in the NFC?
Not in the clear cut. Earlier this season, if you would ask me, I would say yeah, but the Eagles starting to get into form. Last time I was on here, I feel like I said I think they're relying too much on what worked last year, but they're running the football when a team can't stop it. That's gonna work regardless. So I see them starting to get back to it. So right now, Niners they're still number one right now, but not clear cut. Giants, I don't even know what to say to them. They just paid their quarterback, and now they other thing with Saquon, they've got one thing that one for the teams to realize, regard quarterback or not, you gotta realize the number one option or your most valuable piece. You gotta take value in that. Like just paying Daniel Jones, getting him, and just getting the Saquon back on the franchise tag. I think it's kind of playing out, carrying that decision is gonna carry out throughout the rest of the season. And with Niners, I feel like they're gonna have a little small test a couple weeks with Cowboys coming up a couple weeks. I think the real test later on in the season when they do that rematch against the Eagles.
Okay, all right. We're gonna see about that. Let me skip down to Toby. How you feeling about that game in the Niners right now?
Um, I don't got much to say about it because it's what we expected, really. I feel like everybody had Niners to win the game. Giants are out without Saquon. So we expected the Niners to get an easy dub, and that's what they did. Are they the clear cut favorites? No, because I'm always going to give the edge to the Eagles. It was in the Super Bowl last year. You know, they competed, they won their conference. Niners are good, but you know, when they play better teams, I feel like we'll get to see more from them because I know they beat my Steelers and they beat the Rams and then they beat the Giants. My Steelers, we started out rocky. We're better now than we were then. But besides that, I don't really think they played any. I don't think the Rams are going to be a real threat, and especially not the Giants. Daniel Jones, come on.
Oh, Jeff, what you thinking about the Niners and them being a clear-cut favorite and the Giants as well, man?
Well, the game was obviously going to be one-sided anyway. The 49ers, they just better. Brock Purdy looked real good. He was efficient, actually, in his passing, which impresses me now because he continues to just keep winning and getting better, in my opinion. The team overall, they're the clear-cut favorite, and I'm going to say with the asterisk, really, because originally I was believing that the Saints were the clear-cut favorite. I mean, I'm just being honest.
No way.
They had beat the Tennessee Titans, and then they had beat the Carolina Panthers. They was about to smoke the
This
Packers.
dude said the Tennessee and the Carolina
Think about
Panthers.
it. They was up 17-0 on the Packers. They was about to smoke the Packers, bro. Tennessee ain't no lunch meat. They got Tannehill. They got him.
They got Tannehill.
And it was fast this week.
What I'm saying is they not playing with a rookie quarterback or Sam Howell, some person we don't even know where he came from. I'm saying they were playing with a reputation. So again, like I said, the Saints had 2 good wins and they was on the way to smoke.
Bro, why are we talking about the Saints? We're talking about the Niners.
That's why I said the Niners aren't the clear cut favorite. The Saints are.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? And they were on the way to prove that. The 49ers just beat the Giants with Daniel Jones. He a rich man though. Who else? The Steelers, like you said, the Steelers was young. They are still young. Let's not act like Kenny Pickett in his 7th year or any of those team members on the defenses will hold them up. The 49ers just smacked them anyway. And their other opponent was who was the other opponent? It was the Rams. Okay, like again, just 3 teams I don't think were good. And the Giants, they gonna finish 3rd in the division. Honestly, they should have invested into a damn wide receiver instead of investing into Darren Waller maybe, and giving Daniel Jones that much money because they have other holes that they need to fill, and there's nobody to catch the ball, and Waller just isn't what he was when he had the 2 1,100-yard seasons.
All right, Jeff. You never disappoint me, man. I love it. Jordan, how you feeling, man?
Nah, first of all, I just want to say I appreciate the respect, that Toby and Daryl gave, you know what I'm saying, to my boy. So that's much appreciated. So let me just get to, the actual question. But the 49ers did what they were supposed to do, you know what I'm saying? Giants they're how I feel about the Giants. Are they the clear-cut favorite through 3 games of the NFL season? If you want to say that, you can say that. You can say that. If you want to say that, you can say that. Now, Red, they're going to have a test when they got Dallas. After they got Dallas, not this week.
Week 5.
Next week, right? So we're going to see what Brock look like against them. And then, right, we're going to see what they look like in that rematch when they play us. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you want to, like I said yesterday, and like I said last week about Dallas, if you want to crown their asses, crown their asses. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean,
right now, yeah, they look like a clear cut right now.
I agree with Jordan. Clear cut to me. With Dallas, they were blowing teams out, but there were clearly flaws in the offense. You can see their red zone efficiency was bad, which we'll get to that later on. The Dallas topic. I'm trying to figure out what flaws y'all see in the 49ers, like Jeff and Darryl are doing right now.
Well, again, Brock Purdy, he ain't that. He good, but he young. Like it's a lot he hasn't done. Like, let's not get it twisted. Okay, he got to the joint. Hell, listen, we've seen worse quarterbacks get a good team to a high standard, like Trent Dilfer. Shit, if you really,
he ain't throwing 100-yard games.
I'm
about to say, like,
this is all in a sample size, a vacuum of time. Just like most quarterbacks, I think they'll get tape on him at some point, and they're going to prove. But I just don't want to hop on the train too early. The team is legitimately good. All right, yeah, running back, they probably got the best running back. Wide receiver, I mean, Debo cool, but we're not seeing no 10 catches, 100-yard games, 2
We
touchdowns.
got Ayuk too, though.
Right, he could do that though.
Are
He
you
could
hurt?
do
So
that.
what you want me to evaluate on that if he's not even on the field?
Debo can do that, but the thing is,
And
they
or doing it are two different things. That's why
but they make quarterback play so easy. So it's easy for them to be able to plug and play. But when they have someone he's not bad. He's not bad. He's not bad. Like I admit, like he's not bad. You feel me? He's all right. You feel me? But you know what I'm saying?
He's
Like
definitely better than
he's
Jimmy
better
G.
than Jimmy G. Exactly.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
better than Jimmy G.
Man, he
And
better than
Jimmy G
Jimmy
got
G.
to the Super Bowl with that team.
But,
He better than Jimmy
oh,
G.
now we're using
Yeah.
my own
Yeah, he better
stick
than Jimmy G,
against
yo.
me.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
No, no.
You just
Stop,
said that.
don't bring up nothing about Jimmy
You
G
just-
with y'all.
just
And
said
get
that.
that.
Just said
Don't
that.
bring up none of that.
All right.
That team he didn't get that team. He was on that team that went to the Super Bowl. And if they had a better quarterback, they might have won. Brock Purdy is that QB. He is better than Jimmy G. He's better than Trey Lance. So
He looks good right now. I just want to see more. Can I get 16?
All right, okay.
I hear you.
I want to see
I
it
hear
against
you.
a top tier
I want to
team.
see.
Like,
I want to see the same thing. But
I want to see a full 16.
you have
I
to.
want to see the slate when you got 3 championship
But
contending
look,
teams coming
but I
in
wanna-
back
but
to
look.
back to back.
Wait,
And let's see
hold
what
on,
Brock
hold
You
on.
say that. Game 1, he went up against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's not chopped liver.
Pittsburgh's defense
I mean,
definitely
defense
not top
not
liver.
liver. He carved them up. I'm sorry, but he carved it. Shut
Purdy.
up.
You know what his stats was that game?
I don't care.
Like,
Oh,
Because wait, but everybody wants to go
Niners
to the
carved
numbers.
them up.
But everybody wants to go to the numbers. He could carve y'all up, and his numbers can be light.
Listen, I hear what you're
If he's,
saying,
you know what I'm
right?
saying, like.
But just in the NFC, he's just not the best quarterback to me. In the
No,
NFC.
when you
Of course
saying
not. Of course not.
But listen, I'm not saying y'all
Well, he
are.
got the-
but I'm using that in my logic is saying they're the clear cut and where's the hole? Like he's got to have a hole.
So that's your hold. The quarterback is the Niners' hold.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I just
Oh,
need to
okay.
see more for Brock Purdy. I just need to
Alright.
see him really carry this team. Give me 16. Like a
What'd you
rap.
say? What'd you say, Daryl? You said something earlier.
I just need to see it against a top tier team. That's it. Like
Back
to
to
this
back
day,
to
Top
back.
tier.
I'm one of the
That's
to
Dallas,
this
man,
day
too.
We gonna see.
we gonna see. But to this day, we haven't played it. We haven't had a head-to-head battle against a top tier quarterback in the league so far. Like to this day, he only beat one team.
Right. Right.
Only beat one team with a record over 500, and that was week 2 against the 1-0 Rams. That's it. Like
Give
until I
me
see
more.
it against
Did he
one of
win a
those
playoff
top
game last
dogs.
year?
He won. Let me see consecutive
Dallas.
in the playoffs. You playing the top teams back to back to
He
back.
does.
Show me
Dallas
that.
beat themselves every playoffs. Like that's
They were
But-
13-3, like 13-4.
But the test will be against Dallas, and then the test will be against Philly.
And
But
that
they're gonna
game
have
against
more.
Dallas.
They're gonna have more games, but you have to. They can put it. They can win a game without him.
All right,
So,
and real quick,
I mean,
in that game against Dallas, it wasn't no shootout, bro. It was 22-25. That's
And
like
they won.
4 field goals somewhere in there. And he
But
wasn't scoring touchdowns every time.
Facts, but they still won. You know
I
what I'm
know,
saying?
but what I'm
So-
saying is the composition of the score. They wasn't running down there throwing touchdowns everything time.
No, I hear
They
you.
kicking
I hear
field
you.
goals, bro.
So we're gonna see
Bro,
if we get them field
listen.
goals next week.
Yeah,
He ain't know in the regular season. That's all I know right now.
All right.
But we'll see. We'll look at 16. Like you
That
said.
means 5 games last year and 3 games this year.
Right.
Come on, give me a full 16, bro.
All right. I mean, all right, we're gonna see. All right, let's move on, man. Let's talk about from Sunday night. From Friday night, Thursday night. We'll go to Sunday night. One of my favorite subjects. And we gonna switch it up and talk about Jeff. Not Jeff. Sorry. Talk about. There we go. Jeff's Raiders. Oh, not about the Bills. I'm sorry. Let me hide that.
See, look.
To
You
a
got
fact.
one job. You got one
smacked
job.
by my Steelers. And
One job.
somehow we had a bet that went away, but that's neither here nor there. But
I'll even go first here. It's simple.
okay.
You ready? Jimmy G had a concussion. That's what happened. He in concussion protocol now. He got hurt early in the game after the first drive. And you know the problem is, you know what's funny to us? You know what's funny though about this team, about my team? It's interesting. Like we it wasn't smacked. We lost by 5 points. Like, come on, bro. Like, stop it. The funny thing is, we hadn't scored a touchdown on the opening drive since 2018. And we
That's
score
wild.
every time on the first drive. Every game this season, we score on the first drive. And I'm like, why you can't sustain it, bro? But but you know how Mike, you know how they script those first
15
plays?
plays.
That's all he can do. And I'm like, this guy is terrible after that, bro. Like,
McDaniels? Oh yeah.
no,
yeah.
both. Both
Okay.
Jimmy G and McDaniels. I'm like, bro, you get those first script, you get since 2018, we hadn't scored on the first drive. That's crazy. And now we've done it every game. And listen, I mean, it was an ugly game. The Steelers could have looked better too. They scored 25 points. That's awkward. That's easily 2 field goals. So it's not like they were running touchdowns down there every single time. Let's not get it twisted. And listen, man, we'll see. I think who we got this week, we got the Chargers. We might get back right.
No.
We're gonna get back right on the Chargers. We'll be 2-2. We'll be still second in the division. Our chance is still there.
Okay.
But in reality, we're gonna blow it up, right?
It sounds good.
We about to blow it up, right?
Hold on.
I'm seeing Devontae Adams trade.
Yeah, we about to blow it all the way up. We about to blow it up. It only makes sense.
I said that shit. I said
Yeah,
that.
we in behind the scenes we talked about this. Like,
Yeah, it needs to be done.
they blow it up, get Jacobs, get Devontae, get as much as you can. And honestly,
Bro, how you in week 3 talking about blow it up when we had a Super Bowl before the season started? Like,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah,
You just being an extra homer. You didn't believe
what
that.
what I believe and what I'm seeing on tape is 2 different things. I live in the realm of possibility, but reality is on tape, they look after the first drive, we don't got nothing.
Shit, I don't know how that reality wasn't kicked in before you went.
I mean, we
Oh,
did
yeah,
without
I never took him
What
seriously, man. I never took him seriously. He was just joking.
it was possible. It's always
I
possible.
talking about Jacob and League of Russia, but anyway, let's
Last
move
season.
on.
Okay.
It was never possible.
Jordan, what do you feel about the game? But both teams, though, the Rams and Steelers and Raiders in their future. This season.
I mean, I feel bad for Raiders fans because like the NFL is better when the Raiders are good, and they haven't been good. And I feel bad for Devontae Adams, but he didn't make a mistake, but it just didn't go as planned. So he has to pivot and he has to get out of there, or he's gonna be he's gonna be depressed because he already came out and was like, we're not doing stuff to set a winning culture and yada yada yada. Like that's a trickle down effect. That's gonna, what I'm saying? I feel bad because they have a decent amount of talent. It's sad because they have all in certain important positions they have it. Like in certain important positions they have it. You guys don't have any DBs, but they got the running back, they got the receiver, they got the pass rusher, and that's enough. And the QB is decent, you know what I'm saying? And they just never put it together. I don't know if it's the coach. I don't know.
Coach.
But it could be the coach. Yeah, I don't know. And as far as the Steelers, I think the Steelers are still going to be decent. Jerry still, I don't know, Kenny Pickett. He's played better the last couple games though. 2 dubs. So can't complain. I think even when Deontay Johnson comes back for you guys, I think George Pickens still has to be the number 1 receiver.
Of course.
Defense is still going to ball. Hopefully TJ Watt doesn't get hurt, but I don't know. I mean, you look at all the other teams in the AFC, their defense can probably play with anybody, but then it's the QB. So it's like when you look at all the other teams, he's the 4th best QB in the division. And when you look in the AFC, he's probably – is he in the top 10? Is he 8, 9? I don't even know in the AFC. He might be. But that's a question. So – and it's not 10 AFC teams getting into the playoffs. It's going to be 6.
It's going to be 7.
7? Yeah, it's going to be 7.
All right.
So where does that leave them?
We're going to have a winning record like we do every year. We're gonna
at 9-8.
Stop hating.
That's y'all ceiling this season. We see it already.
I mean, that sucks.
Like you
But
said, Mike, how many
that
more
sucks.
games you need to see a person is either declining or not or not up to standard, or the team isn't there yet?
Well, he still has to get
3 games, bro.
Kenny
Just like you
Pickett.
said about Jalen Hurts the other day, right? Like how many more games Jordan need to see if it's bad or not, if he's not the same player. We 3 games for the Steelers. We see what they are.
He in his second season. But anyway, let me move on. I'm gonna get back to mine. Let me get some Steeler, other talk here. Toby, how you feeling about the game with the Steelers, man? What are they talking about here?
Like Jeff said, it was an ugly game. two teams that are still finding their way, finding their identity. I knew we was gonna beat the Raiders, though. I said a few weeks ago that we were gonna beat the Browns, and then we were gonna beat the Raiders. It would be 2
Yep.
wins in a row. Get back on track somewhat. Kenny Pickett, he needs to be better. The offensive play calling, though, this past week wasn't as bad as it was. I didn't see a million jet sweeps. I mean, this guy made me hate the jet sweep, Matt Canada. I mean, the amount of times he used to call it against the Browns, it was ridiculous. That shit does not work. I was about to curse, but
Dick.
you know, now we play the Houston Texans next week, so like I'm really intrigued to see how that game's gonna go. You know, I feel like they had an upset this week, right?
They did, yeah.
Smack Mike Jaguars.
Jaguars, right? Like they
Yeah,
smacked them,
Mike
like,
Jaguars.
you know, so that'd be a good game. You know, I feel like the Steelers have to win.
Not
You know,
Mike
that's
Jaguars.
that's a game that they got to win, and you know, we need to show that. You know, we're not gonna just be 9-8, but we're gonna be in the playoffs. You know, that's
Right.
what we're trying to do. I'm trying to go to the playoffs. Kenny, he has to be better. You know, and I pray TJ Watt stays healthy the entire season because he's the most important player to the team.
Real quick, Darryl, how you feeling about the Steelers and the Raiders game, man?
For the Steelers, I like the week to week improvement I'm seeing from the offense. I like the diversity I'm seeing from the offense. Kenny, I agree, he does have to get better. He had to be better. Early in that game, he threw a ball right to the chest of Marcus Peters. He dropped the pick six. My heart almost dropped when I saw that.
That was it.
But they got better. It got better after that. I mean, the throw to Calvin Austin. That's what I saw from him last year, as far as staying in the pocket, delivering those throws. But again, my thing is, I'm calling it right now. TJ Watt, he's gonna be defensive player of the year.
Yep.
He's on pace for 34 sacks, like unstoppable. Like all this talk about Myles Garrett, Michael Parsons, chill on that. It's TJ Watt. He about not back to back, but 2-time defensive player of the year. All he stay healthy. And yeah, I like what I've seen. Again, the week to week improvement on the offense, and we got top 5 defense. It just the end of that game, like we had to get executed better. Like we can't hand the ball over back to back to the Raiders, give them a chance to win. Like we got to run out that clock. That's what winning teams do, and that's we're right below that as far as what we need to do, where we need to be. And Raiders, I agree.
Wait, you a Steelers fan, bro?
Yeah, man. You know,
Nah.
this
Yo, who recruited this guy?
AKA
Yo?
the Steelers show, man. What you talking about?
This
The
whole
Steelers
time,
show
I'm
right
like,
here, baby.
But Raiders.
Hey, Jordan is savage out here. Jordan.
Yeah, I know, bro. I know.
Wild
Bro.
out,
We
Brody.
outnumbered. I know we outnumbered.
Wild out,
Anyway.
Brody.
But you know what's going on. You know what I mean? Shit.
Go
But
ahead,
with the Raiders, I agree with Jordan with the Raiders. They got the pieces, but they just can't put it together. I mean, this is the second coaching regime in a few years, and it's just still not clicking what it looks like. I mean, definitely, I feel like you got to start over with a young. You got to draft one of these quarterbacks, and these upcoming with this next draft. And because I feel like you can get a lot, especially with Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams. You can get a lot of pieces with that. Like you can build a franchise with those people. Like, what you can get from that. So
Where should Devontae Adams go?
I was about to say I fear they trade him to damn Patriots.
I saw Dove Kleiman tweeted like the list of teams. Number 1 was the 49ers. I'm like, how is that even possible?
Because they'll give up Debo.
They're not giving up Debo.
Quiet.
They just paid him too.
They're not giving up.
That's why they'll give him up.
Nah, they're not giving
You
up.
got to assure the top receiver
They
in the game
got
to go with the young quarterback.
Debo
And put him with Brandon Ayuk too.
Debo got the locker room. Debo got the locker room. You feel me?
You
He
think
a
Adams?
culture.
You think Adams is
Yeah,
what?
no, I'm saying he a culture. He a culture. He a staple. He a leader in that locker room. They're not gonna trade him. He a leader.
I've seen leaders get traded. Don't worry.
Sure.
We've seen
Maybe in basketball.
We've seen leaders get traded in football.
You know,
Not a lot of trades in football. You're right, but I've seen some of them get traded.
Why
should-
is it-
What the
why
problem
is
is,
it-
I think because Debo will be nicked up a lot too. And if I gotta go Devo or Devontae, I'm taking Devontae. Let's keep it real, especially with a young quarterback.
I mean,
I want him to improve like Purdy, because he might be
And
the
Debo's
that
not
we
like
got.
that deep threat, like Devontae
Like-
is.
He not, and he got that jump ball deep threat. He got that jump ball effect. in the red zone.
Debo is a touchdown every time he might touch the ball.
So is Devontae.
He is a deep threat because he can take slant to the crib.
Bro,
for
stop
70.
acting like Adams can't do that too.
I know that, but I'm saying like just because
And he taller.
they're
So
different
imagine-
receivers
he-
doesn't mean like Debo's a great player, bro. Like and for what they do, like he's perfect for what they do.
All right.
Devontae Adams can probably play in that system, but he's not
Wait.
like
Let me say something real quick. Back on the
He's not-
Raiders though, right?
he doesn't wanna play.
You know they did us dirty when they had the vote to go back to LA. Ain't no way the Chargers should have went to LA. If you was gonna take the original teams back to LA, the Raiders, and if we went back to LA, we would have been good. We'd have been real good because people would have wanted to come to LA.
Why
Yeah, we
would
took
you
over
wanna
that
go to
stadium.
Vegas? Why wouldn't you want to go to Vegas? There's no difference.
Vegas
There would've
is
been no
Vegas
difference.
is a distraction.
It's a
With
tour
this
attraction for
casino.
everybody.
I mean, I listen.
opposing
LA
fans,
is too, but people like the lifestyle of LA. Vegas ain't got no lifestyle.
Bro.
Like, so that's really us going to Vegas.
So
with
that's
the
why
biggest
y'all
team.
ass.
Huh?
So that's why y'all ass.
We ain't got no home field. Bro. Fans
It
out to
don't matter.
Vegas to
It
get a free
don't-
trip and a game.
It don't matter,
The
bro.
stadium every week.
It don't matter, bro.
Yes, it does. Home field don't matter.
Man, when they was out there,
They had to
playing-
go in the silent
when they-
count, man.
When they was out there in COVID, they ain't had nobody in the stands. Them boys was rocking. Okay,
People
they had
that
to
shit
go
don't
silent
mean
count,
nothing.
Listen, people fly 50 to point in the stadium is the other team because you go to Vegas to see your team play and it's Vegas. People
Okay,
do
but
that,
bro,
bro.
you played a team like the Steelers. The Steelers are a world-known team. Like
So you're proving my point even more. So what's your point?
I'm just saying though, like it just happened to be like that because you played the Steelers. But when another team come to Vegas, it's not finna be like that. You feel me?
Bro. You know how
What you
appealing
mean?
people going to Vegas and gambling is, and then see their favorite football team there.
All right, well that shit don't matter because
Yeah.
y'all still gonna be buns.
Facts.
Whether y'all was in
Because
LA
we can't
or
attract
Vegas.
nobody. If we went to LA, we would have been able to attract
If you had the
stars.
same team in LA, you have the same shit going on.
Yo, trust me, dog. LA is different, bro. They would have found a superstar quarterback, like yo, a superstar would have been like, yo, I'm going to LA to play with
I
Devontae,
ain't going.
Josh Jacobs, and Waller. Yeah, I'm going to LA. I'm with that.
All right, I ain't gonna add too much to this conversation because I already killed Jeff all week about it. So, but I will say I do agree with Daryl. I think T.J. Watt's still better than Micah. After watching him, like I think I'm with the fifth player of the year. I'm sorry on that situation. Moving on, Monday Night Football. I put Eagles take advantage of the rain to beat the Bucks, and then
Wow.
the Bengals.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
The Bengals finally get on a winning track by beating the Rams. I don't know why you laughing, bro. This is what I saw.
That is so disrespectful, though. That's so disrespectful.
That's-
That's so
I
disrespectful.
don't
Take
think
that bottom line off, man. We on
my
next
fault,
topic.
my fault. Anyway, Jeff, how you feel about those games, Monday night games, Eagles and
You know what's funny though? The Eagles that really show how. And listen, I'm concerned about Jalen Hurts. That's my thing. I don't know if he can live up to expectation that people are going to have because they expect him to do what he did last year every year now, right? So look, my thing is this: but the Eagles deep, they built for that type of game. They run the ball a lot. The defense is smash mouth up front, and if you go and throw it, you're gonna give Slay better odds because he got the weather going against you, and he's going against you, so you have the multiple odds of defeat. So yeah, the Eagles built for that. I expected them to win handedly, even more by that. But as soon as the rain let up, they let Baker in. I don't understand what was up with that, making it a more nervous game. But you know, the Eagles was built for that. The Buccaneers, I don't know where they go. I think they need to trade Evans. I think he's their valuable piece
Damn,
to
they
start the
2-1.
rebuild.
Fuck.
Huh?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I see them tail spinning.
right.
Baker, I don't trust Baker. Like,
yeah.
and then the other kid they got is Trusk. I don't trust. They obviously don't trust him because he didn't start over Baker, and Baker's trash.
Yeah.
So I think they should just go ahead and blow it on up. That's the Super Bowl regaining team. That's not the same team. That defense isn't the same. They do a lot of injuries every year. You might can trade, like I said, trade Evans, get some pieces. Trade Godwin. Godwin hasn't been it in a while for me. And you know now you just build up from there. So.
All right. I'll say Jordan for last. Toby, how you feel about this the Monday night games, bro?
Monday night games. Who played again?
Damn.
Bengals and the
Eagles.
Rams, and the
Eagles and
Eagles
the
and the
Rams.
Buccaneers.
Oh yeah, Eagles and Buccaneers. That's what you were just talking about last year.
Yeah.
Eagles and Buccaneers. Yeah, Jalen Hurts threw 2 picks. He's not looking the same, but the Eagles, they're a winning team, so they find ways to win. Baker isn't great. We know that. I think the Buccaneers have a good defense, though. I think the defense, they're young and they're active, so they compete to the highest level. But the Eagles showed why they won NFC. They put out an ugly win. I think if you're winning team, not every win is going to be pretty. Not everything is going to go your way, but they found a way to do it. So I can't believe I'm showing love to the Eagles, but
I was glad you said that, bro.
Rams,
That was so sweet.
the Rams and the Bengals. I'm still not impressed by the Bengals. They're not looking great. So it was an ugly win, another ugly win. One team had to win, and it was the Bengals. So
Okay.
that's what I got to say
Daryl,
about it.
your thoughts on either one of those games or both of them?
For the Eagles game, that game was never in doubt for the Eagles. I mean, that game was kind of boring to watch, honestly. Like, Buccaneers could not stop the run, and then early on, or a few possessions, the Eagles had to settle for field goal instead of punching it in. Jalen Carter is a beast. Like, that punch out that he had, that was different. That's special. Like, I like what I'm seeing from that defensive line. I feel like that's going to carry them throughout the season as the offense starts to click a little bit more. For the Bengals, I hate that they got lucky and got out with a win. I'm looking forward to seeing them 0-3. I don't know the Rams. I mean, 1 week they hold it on in a competitive game against the 49ers, and then next week they can't buy a touchdown. So I don't know what to expect from them moving forward. But the Eagles, I did like what I see as far as leaning on that run game and defense. That's going to carry them throughout until again Jalen. I think he's going to find himself later on in the year.
All right. Jordan, you up? Either game, both games? Your game?
I mean, so like, yeah, I mean, it was never in doubt. Like you said, I knew he was going to beat Tampa. The fact that we can lean on the run game and the fact that we can lean on our defense is what we was always going to do. In regards to Jalen, that first pick, all right. You feel me? That second one, all right. You trying shit. You feel me? That second one, you was trying to fit that one in there. You know what I mean? Whatever. I'm not really too concerned. The fact that I love the one fact that I love about him is when he does make a mistake, he turn around, get the ball back, and we go down the field and we score or whatever. Or he come back and he make a play. He threw a pick, came back, threugh the tutty. Like, so that's encouraging. Like Daryl said, I think he's gonna find himself during going into the year. I think it's really just like him adjusting to him being him. Like, they are now adjusting to you. You feel me? Like, everything is now catered to you. So I think they have to find some different, maybe, I don't know, a different rhythm and play calling or whatever. I don't know. You feel me? But I'm not ready to sit here and say he's not the same. If he looks like that against Washington, then I'm gonna have a problem.
You have a problem then.
I'm gonna have a problem. Then if we go into the next game and it's like that, then I'm gonna say, okay, he's not the same. Because then by week 6, you should know what's being thrown out there. There should be a synergy of what you're gonna do and how you're gonna do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think we'll figure it out. That's what the fuck they paid him for. But again, everything is gonna be a little bit differently. There are probably going to be games where, they can run the ball 40, 50 times and win against anybody. They can do that. So if you can do that, why not do that? If you don't need him to, you don't even need him to do that much. And I think that's what it seems like, is you're trying to do a lot with him. And I think you just need to dial it back. Like, I don't remember by week 3 him having 40 passes each game. That wasn't the case last year. So, you know what I'm saying? So that wasn't the formula here. Now, when he needed to do it, there weren't too many teams. Like I said last week, there weren't too many teams that were able to stop the Eagles run. But when they did, he was able to actually really throw the ball and get shit done. We haven't been put in that situation this year, and it's almost like they were just putting him in that situation off rip coming into the game. That game was the first game that I said, okay, that's what the fuck you're supposed to do from the start. Run the shit. They came out there, running. We said we did settle for a field goal, got the ball back, they kicked the field goal. There we go, we run and we score. So, yeah, like, I don't need to see him come out there and throw 20 passes in the first quarter. I'm cool.
But wait, let me say something, though. They paid him to do that. He getting top of the league quarterback money.
He wasn't doing that last year, and they paid his ass.
Yeah, but now they expected that.
And when they needed him to do that, yeah, he showed up. But he hasn't been put in a situation to where they needed to. Okay, Jalen, it's on you. You need to get us out of this game because we don't have anything going. They haven't been in that situation. He did that last year, but there wasn't a lot of times last year where, I watch every fucking Eagles game. So I know which games Eagles. I was like, oh, okay, you out here, you trying to win this shit first. It's all on you. They didn't have too many games like that. You saw how he played in the Super Bowl. But
I don't know. You watched the game in an altered state of mind, so I'm not sure if your analysis is being is exactly starting to have the accreditation it normally does. Because you know what I'm saying. Like I watched the game with you, dog. Like, and I felt like Patrick Swayze and Whoopi Goldberg and Demi Moore, dog. I felt like ghosts.
What about the other games? Drew, any thoughts on the other game? The Rams and the
I mean, that was a snooze fest, but I like those kind of games sometimes. But I like, Jamar Chase finally got off. Didn't help me in fantasy, but he finally got off, so hopefully that continues. I think the Bengals will be all right. Joe Burrow's not really going to get healthier, but, it is what it is. The Rams, kind of inconsistent. They gotta find a run game. But if things go south for them, somebody has to pull the trigger on Matt Stafford. So I'm trying to think what team that would be. And the first one that honestly came to mind actually was the Saints. Because then I would believe in the Saints if they had Matthew Stafford, not Derek Carr. I don't believe in the Saints with Derek Carr, but I could believe in the Saints with Matthew Stafford. With those receivers, Alvin Kamara, and that offensive line, I believe in Matt Stafford. That should be a team that should go say, oh, okay. You feel me?
They definitely not doing that. So I don't just get that out your mind. Because they just did that with him. Why would they go do it again?
The Derek Carr is not getting them anywhere. So
I disagree with you because I think you imagine Kirk Cousins getting to the NFC Championship game.
When would that happen?
What I mean, has he ever?
I mean, no. No. When?
Kirk Cousins made the NFC Championship game.
I thought
we had Case Keenum. That was Case Keenum when the Eagles whooped their ass.
Yeah, Case Keenum.
Okay.
You're right. Okay.
He not going. Nah, they're not going.
Let me give my Monday Night Football take. Bengals and Rams. Bengals, I think, going to be up and down all season. They're going to probably be close to 500. Chase got off this game, but then Higgins didn't. So it's like the last game Higgins got off, but Chase didn't. So he got to spread the ball around. I think Burrow is playing injured, and he's going to be really off all season, I believe. The Eagles, I like the fact that their running game is crazy. Both of their lines are insane, on both sides of the ball. So I think Jeff made the best point to me is the fact that Hurts' season last year, I don't feel like he's going to get to those heights again. But I do feel like he still can be a good quarterback. But I feel like that was like not an aberration. I won't say that, but I do feel like that. It's kind of like
the Lamar year.
You're right.
Year.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. So I don't want to say that, but that first pick was horrible. That second pick was a great defensive play. That was a great
facts.
play.
Yeah, facts. I mean, the first pick, I'm like, Jesus Christmas. But it's all right.
But the second pick, I felt like
he was
Brown was eating all night, and he tried to give it to Smith and stuff like that. Because Smith had 23 yards and killed my ticket, by the way. But that's not here nor there. So I feel like that sometimes like it's creating that balance a little bit. But Smith don't complain, so it don't really matter that much.
They got to get Goddard more involved. Honestly, they got to get Dallas Goddard more involved. I haven't seen him.
But
like,
I
that
will
has to
say
be the one.
the one thing they've stumbled upon is a number one running back. So we're gonna see. But I don't know. I got a problem. He got 3 picks already this season. He had like 5 all last season. So I got a problem with that part. But we'll see how the rest.
I mean, and one more thing, like right, teams are definitely playing them differently because last year they said but coming into that season, like the way the teams were playing them earlier in the season, it was like, okay, we don't believe in this. We don't believe in you, so you need to show me. And he did that. He proved everybody wrong. Now, they'll come Jalen Hurts. Now, the way they're defending him is, okay, now we believe in this shit. Now we're going to cover this shit a little bit differently. And they're adjusting to what he did last year. So, right, they got to figure out something different.
I mean,
it's still going to be with the run game.
That's all they adjusted to is the run game. Because it's not like he had like a historic passing season. It was just a 13 rushing touchdowns that really took him over the top. So, that's not
most of those were like the 1 yard pushes.
Let's not act like he had like a history.
Illegal play.
He was from the pocket last year. What are you talking about?
He was what?
He was one of the best throwers from the pocket last year.
What I'm saying to you is like it's not like he had like a 5,000-yard passing season.
Not even 4,000.
I don't care.
Not
about
even 4,000. Like
I don't care about none of that shit.
What I'm saying is all they preparing for.
None of them 4,000-yard passes went to the Super Bowl, but Patrick Mahomes. So I don't
what
care.
What Jeff's saying is he had 22 passing touchdowns. That's not a great.
I don't care, but accounted for 30 plus tutties.
See, you gotta do that, Mike.
I mean, come on, that's okay.
bro, I can line you up. I can line you up. We could push you for a touchdown. That's all they
Shit, I'll be out there with that team. I can get about 2 tutties out there right now.
But anyway, let's switch up to the other NFC team, the Cowboys. Unexpected loss. Who to blame for the loss, Daryl? How you feel about that game, bro? Daryl.
Who to blame for the loss? Dak. Like I said, I think in my first time here.
You sound like shady, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna come down to Dak and their play calling because I mean the first couple games they were able to get away with not getting exposed with that. Again, the defense had a lot of turnovers and played great first couple weeks, so they didn't get exposed with their weaknesses. But again, this game they had to come back. They had to count on Dak to make plays, throwing balls right into triple coverage in the end zone, like stuff like that. What we've seen his whole career. So,
that's wild.
I mean, I did feel like the hype. I did started to believe in the hype at the beginning of the year, but they starting to show who they are, just like they do every year. So, the Cardinals, that's my surprise team so far. I like the way they competing. So, I mean, the way it looked coming into the season. I mean, signing Josh Dobbs like a week before the season started, but felt like they was tanking. But if you look at all their games, they playing hard, defense and offense. I like what they see. I like from them.
All right, Toby, we get to you, man. You be quiet about that game.
Yeah, the Cowboys. I mean, I've been saying like from the beginning. I was saying it's too early to crown them. I mean, things look good now, but the Cowboy things will happen. And, the Cowboys are a team that need everything in place, in my opinion, for them to be excellent because they're going to get in their own way. And we already said Dak is a quarterback. I mean, at this point, I know what Dak is. When it comes down to it, he's going to make the wrong play, and he threw a pick in the end zone towards the end of the game, still their faith. That's what Dak is going to do. So, like I said, the Cowboys are a team that'll be competitive this season. Maybe they'll get to the playoffs. Maybe not. Their run defense, it needs to be worked on. But Cowboy things, man. I mean, at the end of the day, they're a competitive team, but then are they really going to be a real threat? Are they going to get to an NFC Championship game? No, they're not getting to an NFC Championship game. I don't remember that. They haven't been there. They haven't been there. Was it really since the 90s?
96. Yeah.
They haven't been there. They're not doing it again this year. Dak isn't the guy. He's peaked already. He's past his peak. I mean, he's limited. He doesn't run anymore. That was early in his career. He used to run more, but
they made him ashamed of that.
I remember he hurt his ankle. Remember he hurt his ankle that one time.
He had the ugly break too. Yeah,
yeah. That's when he had that.
Since that.
He ain't really been running since then, but I think you should still be running. You need to be dual threat. You're not that guy to be, killing everybody through the air consistently because you're gonna throw a pick.
Maybe he can't. Maybe that ankle is impacting his throwing.
Mm.
Let me go to Jordan first. I'll go to you, Jeff. Jordan, how you feel about the Cowboys in that game, and who to blame for the loss, bro?
Well, so I'm not gonna blame that entirely on Dak. I think it's more so the fact that you have to give credit to the Cardinals and Gannon. Gannon was the defensive coordinator for the Eagles. He knows that team. He knows how to beat them. You feel me? And they took it to him. You know what I'm saying? They ran the ball. They had over 200 plus yards on the ground. The weird thing about that was the Cowboys actually had more time of possession and more plays than the Cardinals did, but were more successful in the red zone. But I think you have to give credit to the Cardinals. I think Dallas kind of, took them lightly, and they took it to them. I'm not going to say that they're not one of the still top 5 best teams or, top 4, top 3. Sometimes these things happen when you let your guard down. A couple times last year, the Eagles did this, but unfortunately for them, they were able to win the game. So that shit happens. It's week 3. I hate to say this shit about them, but it's the truth. And the thing about Dak, and I'm trying to be objective as possible here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be biased. But I think the unfortunate thing was he had so much success so quickly, so early. Remember, early in his career as a rookie, they went to the NFC. They didn't get to the championship game, but they got to the playoffs. They were both rookies, Dak and Zeke. That was a better team. And everyone talks about how great these Dallas teams are, but those teams are better. They weren't the team that they were defensively, but they had some guys, and offensively they were better than what they were. So, can he lead them? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I said this about. I brought this up earlier. I think I brought this up the other day. If you look at him and Brock Purdy, I'll say this: if you put Brock Purdy on Dallas, Dallas is cooked. If you put Dak Prescott on San Francisco, he can take them to a Super Bowl.
Okay, I said a lot. I think it was more on the defense this game. I think they figured out.
I ain't say anything though, but it's okay.
Oh, my fault, Jeff. Go ahead. I'm sorry. My fault. Go ahead, bro.
But you know what? I'm gonna keep it short and sweet to the point. That loss of Trayvon Diggs is big. I don't think the Cardinals have any success throwing the ball or running the ball. And I say this all the time because the cornerbacks help in the run game. Dak isn't it? I mean, he's kind of a game manager in a sense at this point. I mean, he's had his success. He didn't peak when he's supposed to. I think the broken ankle might have ruined his career, honestly. I'm thinking about
I agree.
That might have ruined his career for sure. So, I'm expecting them to try to move on from Dak soon. But who are they going to move on to? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's there? Who?
Trey Lance.
I
mean, he's sitting waiting in line. He's sitting waiting.
Is out here. Like, who are they going to move on to?
But
they got to play him. So, I don't know.
My thing is with Dak, I can't think of another situation where a quarterback like 8-10 years in his career and people are still trying to question whether he can lead a team to the Super Bowl. Like, I can't think of another situation where that happened. Like, if you're saying lead team to the Super Bowl, it's a lot of quarterbacks that had that moniker on their back.
But I think, like, Daryl, you have revisionist history. Like, you like his whole career, but he had years of 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 4 interceptions. This ain't what he always did. But after he got hurt, you know what I mean? That
was it.
Yeah, his whole thing changed. Stuff like that. That's what he said the other day. He said, like, last year, the interceptions, yes, but y'all, this is my whole career. It wasn't. So it's like people are forgetting that he wasn't throwing picks like that before. And then about the running, like, I think his first 2 years, he had 18 rushing touchdowns, and then he started to go down and stuff like that. So I think he stopped running, but then he also got hurt. So it's a lot. He's not that great of a passer. It's not had it in his repertoire. So
and that's what they tricked him, though, because they tried to talk about, like, oh, he runs a lot. Let's see him be a pure pocket passer. And then he started trying to throw it all the damn time, and then tried to go to run in and broke his ankle. And I'm like, bro, you should have just been running the whole time, bro.
See, I hate Dallas. Okay, you guys know that, but I won't be biased. He's not like I don't think he's like he's not that bad. He's made
I
some
think
bad
that
mistakes.
I think
but-
I see so many. Hold on, I'm gonna cut you off. So many running lanes sometimes where he passed in a tight window, but he could have got 8 to 10 yards. He just really stopped running to me, and I don't like that. But you wild talking about something. Gannon know how to beat the Cowboys. Last 5 games, Eagles are 1-4 against the Cowboys. So I don't know how they beating them. Like I don't know what you're talking about that.
But he might know them. He knows them
He
well.
knows them. He knows them well. Yeah, what do you
Yeah,
mean?
he doesn't.
No
but
person.
And last year, whoa, hold on now.
Good
'Cause
fact.
last year we should have been 2-0. It's all right because we're gonna beat. All right, we're gonna pass this shit.
Five,
That's
yo, 1-4 against them last 5 games. Yo, like
All
that
right,
was
whatever. We was 2-2. We split last year.
No,
We
you didn't.
split last. Yes,
No,
we
you-
did.
Oh yeah, last
What?
year. I'm sorry.
We
Last year,
split
you did.
last
Y'all
year?
split. That was the one y'all got.
did.
The last 5 games.
Come on, man, because we wasn't that nice.
I don't know,
Anyway.
Mike. I don't know, Mike. Every other year, Dax had a double-digit interception count.
Nah,
First year,
but 10 is okay if you got 37 touchdowns. It's like you
yeah,
can't have like.
yeah.
I think it's the lack of postseason success makes all
That's
that
what it
regular
is.
season stuff
That's what it
irrelevant.
is.
Like
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
postseason
that's why he's so
success.
bad, Jordan. Because in the clutch, he's like Dookie. Like,
That's the problem. He don't make the
Dookie
plays
in
when
the
it count.
clutch.
Except
what
for
I
the
said.
first year against
That's all that matters.
against the Packers, but then Aaron
Right.
Rodgers came down and had that play, and also that catch with Dez, which was a catch he took back.
It was a catch.
Fucked them all
I
up
might
and
change
stuff
the trajectory. Might change the trajectory.
but no. Listen, Cowboy playoff games, I'm gonna bet against them every year because they're gonna lose. They're gonna
easy money, easy money.
easy money like that. But that game, I'm blaming more on the defense than anything, and I think that Micah better work. Like I don't know, did they run it at him now? So it's like he goes so hard, just run around him real quick. So they got to figure it out. I don't know, but that was that game.
Yeah, you're right. You playing the defense for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yo, the first 2 drives, the game
But
was
that's
forced.
been the MO on them though. Like that wasn't anything that wasn't new. You know what I'm saying? The fact that the fact that we saw them play the Giants and the Jets, who seemingly don't have any offense at all, any capable sort of offense whatsoever, we said, "Oh my God,
Nah,
look at
but
this!"
the Giants and the Jets got Brees Hall and Saquon Barkley.
And that
They
didn't
run
do
the
it. They didn't do anything. Well, but bro, you looking at the running backs, the line.
Oh yeah,
We don't the line. You know what I'm saying? Down
Offensive operation.
Arizona's offensive line was bigger, physical, and got up on their ass. You get what I'm saying? The Giants offensive line didn't. The Jets offensive line didn't. So when that offensive line get up on them like that, when you can get dudes on the second, like they're
The
Like,
Giants
they
got a
play-
good defensive line, bro. Don't sleep. They got
What'd you
Leonard
say?
Williams. They got Bo Williams. They got the number 5 boy Thibodeau. They front line like kind of lit. Don't. The Giants was pretty good. So the Cowboys dominating them was impressive.
I'm talking about other teams' offensive line.
That's what I'm saying. So you saying the Cowboys beat teams where the offensive line didn't do yada yada yada, but I'm saying that Giants line, the D line, was tough, and it is tough because it's got some playmakers on there. So the Cowboys beating the brakes off of them was very impressive to me. Like I give them credit for that. Look at their D line. They got go look at it. You be like, oh, that's not a bad D line.
We did the same. I'm not that impressed because we did the same shit to them
Oh.
3 times last year.
Who, the Giants?
The Eagles. So they ain't nothing. Them boys ain't nothing. I mean, they
Move
nice.
on, man. Let me move on because I want to
Move
keep
on.
right on
Yeah,
that.
come on.
Colts and Ravens, man. It killed. They messed up Toby ticket, of course. The Colts and Ravens, but they definitely should have lost that game to me. Like I was surprised about that. Let me start with you this time, Toby. What does it tell you about the Ravens? They lost that game to the Colts, man.
The Ravens are beatable, just like a lot of teams in the league. They're not dominant. They're gonna have their ups and downs. I was very shocked that they lost to the Colts. Especially with their starting quarterback not even playing. But I remember in overtime there was like a pass interference play towards the end that had made the Ravens punt the ball and then give the Indianapolis Colts to opportunity to win it. But I mean, the Ravens, they're not the best team in the AFC. That's what they told me, and they're not the second best in the AFC either. They can be had. My Steelers played against them in a few weeks. I think we could definitely beat them. Teams in our division, we're good against them, and the Ravens don't look like world beaters. They're not really strong in the wide receiver position. I think Odell is still hurt, so it's like they have weaknesses. Their offense is kind of limited, and their running backs always keep getting hurt. So,
Jeff, Ravens Colts game.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a game where the Ravens like overlooked the opponent. They played down to the competition. Even without Odell, I mean, the Colts are still they just trash with Gardner Minshew at that. Like I like Michael Pittman Jr. and Zach Moss is good. That just tells you the way Zach Moss ran for like 30 for like 122. That tell you they just dominated the Ravens up front. He had his way with them. Gardner Minshew even threw up for like 2.25. It was like 28 for 44, which isn't bad. And Lamar didn't throw a touchdown, but he ran for 100 yards. When he has to do both, it kind of hurts them honestly sometimes because he needs to be more passing. And I think the deficiency there right now is Odell is real. That's a really crucial loss. To have I liked Odell. He was the possession receiver. He was the blanket because I wasn't looking for his speed. I was looking for his catching, his ball catching, and his downs and third down. Like you know what I'm saying. He was a possession receiver that converted. So I think they're gonna suffer till he get back, and they just looked them over. Honestly, I think the Ravens they have who Steelers next.
No.
now we played Houston. We played them the week
They got
after
the
that.
Browns.
The Browns next. They can be had. So it can be had for the Ravens to get back on track and then get ready for the Steelers or whoever's next after that. But that Steelers game, I think, is going to be the most important one because they have to win that to really solidify their position in that conference. I mean, in that division. If the Steelers win that would just mean that the Ravens ain't ready yet.
Jordan, Ravens and Colts. What are your thoughts on that game, bro?
Yeah, I mean, injuries, it's hard for them to be able to play consistent football with the amount of injuries that they get because it puts so much more pressure on the offense, on Lamar. So, it's different. I think they'll still end up being okay. They're going to contend, either possibly win that division, or I think they'll still make the playoffs because we've seen this before, to where he's kind of willed them to victory like week after week on his back. He's the type of player that can do that. His capability, he has the ability to do that. So I think they'll be fine.
All right. Daryl, your thoughts on that game, bro?
I mean, as a Steelers fan, I like the vulnerability I'm seeing in the Ravens. I mean, going into this year, there's a lot of talk about how they changing offensive coordinators, how the offense is going to look different. To me, it looks the same. I mean, last year, the past couple of years, Mark Andrews was their number one receiving option, and Lamar Jackson was their best running option. And now this year, Zay Flowers was like their number one receiving option, and Lamar still is their number one rusher. One thing I didn't see that got talked about much. I mean, like end of the year, they usually teams that like to kind of grade like everything about their organization as far as like travel, strength and conditioning and stuff like that. The Ravens had the worst grade as far as strength and conditioning. Mm-hmm. And if you look back a couple of years, the amount of injuries they had, I feel like that is a problem. Like it's crazy how much injuries they have each year. I feel like that's going to be their Achilles heel, no pun intended, this year. But yeah, I look as far as Steelers fan, I feel good leading up to that Week 5 matchup. That's going to be the important deciding factor in the division winner towards the end of the year. But I do, if that offense can kind of lean to what they were trying to lean to at the beginning of the year, as far as leaning more on the air attack, getting the ball out of Lamar Jackson hands to their playmakers, they can see some improvement. But so far, I like what I see on my end.
Yeah, I want to see more passing from Lamar, like Jeff said. I mean, they do have some injuries, but it's still supposed to have a good defense. I mean, I guess it was still low scoring, but the Colts. I can't believe the Colts got Toby with the backup QB. Man, that was like a shocker to me. I think that the Ravens will get it together. I'm with Jordan. They're probably going to go on a run at some point. They'll probably lose to the Steelers, but they're probably going to run after that. But the Browns this week, that's going to be a good test to me because they both got good defenses, and Deshaun had a good game last week. So we're going to see how that kind of works out to me. But let's move on, man. Dolphins, historic blowout over the Broncos. How good are the Dolphins? Is it time to just move on and bench Russ? Go ahead, Jordan. You start with that, bro.
No, I actually don't think it's time for them to even bench Russ. I think it's not. I think this is not Russ's fault. Before this game, they put up 30 points each game, and he didn't play too bad. Their defense.
They had 30 points against the Raiders, did they?
No, they didn't. The first game, no, yeah, you're right. Not the first game, no. But then they came back and had a 30-point game and they lost. But and he didn't look too bad. I mean, even in the first game against them, they took an L. But I don't think it's him. I think it's the defense letting them down. His defense sucks, in all honesty. I'm not going to give them the excuse of the fact that they were in Miami and the weather and all that crap. I mean, that's, it could be one excuse, but who knows? They came all the way from Denver, whatever. I don't think it's time for them to bench Russ. Who else they gonna go to get, and who else you gonna go put in? That's gonna give you a chance to actually win. I mean, they should have beat the Commanders, right? And then they have this game. So I mean, we could be sitting here talking about them being 2-1. They only lost by a point to the Raiders, and they were up at halftime against the Commanders by double digits. So we should be really sitting here talking about them being 2-1 and not 1-2. I mean 0-3, right? Excuse me.
Yeah,
1. 0-3. So I don't think it's time for them to bench Russ. I think it's time for them to bench somebody on defense. Because hallelujah, 70. 70 burger. You feel me? I mean, where's the pride though?
Nice.
No ejection.
70.
No ejection.
70. Like we fighting. We fighting. 70. We fighting, bro. In the NFL, I don't know. In a high school game, I'm fighting. Okay.
No choice.
Jeff, how you feel about that game?
Damn.
Yeah, damn, the Dolphins' offense is explosive, man. I mean, that's a professional football team in the Denver Broncos. Like, to come out there and hang set, like that's a real. This ain't Bishop Sack. What was that team? Bishop Sycamore. This ain't
It
them.
was out there. It was out there looking like that, boy.
It's a professional
Yes,
football team, bro.
They
That's a
was.
lot of points, bro. And they could have kept running it up. I'm like, bro, come on. But the Dolphins, man, they explosive, man. Yo, he was on it from the beginning. Tua, like that guy, like healthy. Tua is the tank. And it just shows how he makes other people great. Like Diaknane, I don't even know who he was. They don't know where he came from. He got him 200 yards, 2 tutties. Like he just was like lighting it up. So the Dolphins, I'm expecting them to win the AFC East and be a contender for the for the championship. Now the Broncos, on the other hand, I told y'all they was man. I told y'all they was the worst team in the division of the AFC West. I don't know why y'all be listening, man. I keep saying it, man. Last year the Chargers ain't proved nothing to us, and this year the Broncos are gonna be the worst team in my division, man. There's no way it's gonna be us.
Okay, so
in reality,
cool.
It's not Russ. Russ got 2 300-yard games back to back. He actually led the team in rushing against the Commanders. And I think the play calling at the end of the game, which stopped them from getting the 2-point conversion, might have cost him. I didn't really like it. I would have looked like something different. Game 1, like I said, was the Raiders thing. I think it was just the marriage. They were trying to get used to each other. The Dolphins game, he still had 300 in a smoker. But like Jordan said, the defense didn't even come out of Club Live. Them Jones was still in the booth. They were still in the booth at Live. That Miami thing is a distraction. That's why teams.
Them boys were still back in Denver.
No, the boys was in Club Live, but they were still there. So that's somebody gotta get fired. Something gotta happen. Your team can't get a 7. Can't hear nothing in the organization all week.
And I think
Well,
they
let's
said
talk
that was like
to
the
let's
fourth
talk to,
highest score.
to who didn't believe in Tua, Toby, and how you feeling about them after watching that game?
Oh my, here we go with this. I didn't believe in Tua thing.
You said it. What you mean?
No. I just said, like I said injuries, and the way they're playing though, the way they're playing their offense, the way they move around schematically, they get the ball out of Tua's hands fast because they know if he gets hit, he's going to get hurt. And the way they even like they ran some trick run plays too, like the offense is really explosive. Um, they make him. They definitely made me a believer. I mean, they put up 70 points. I mean, you don't see things like that, you know. But like I said, they keeping if they keep Tua safe, that's how they're gonna succeed. With these trick plays and these quick passes, and the way they're doing things, they can succeed. We'll still have to see what happens when he really gets hit. When it comes to Russell Wilson, it's not his fault. I don't blame him for this. I remember the game was still close within reach, and the guy Cortland Sutton fumbled.
Yeah.
Right, he drops the ball. I think Miami gets a TD. They go up by 2, 2 touchdowns. Then I remember in the second half, again, Cortland Sutton fumbles again. He got stripped twice. So those led to touchdowns, and just continues to pile on after that. So I don't blame Russ for that. That defense was atrocious. I mean, I watched the highlights. I mean, they were running all over them, passing to wide receivers. It was honestly a disgraceful performance. Like that's something that you see when Alabama plays like a nobody type school. You know what I'm saying? It was disgraceful. So Russ, he still has to start, but the defense needs to be fixed as soon as possible.
Daryl, your thoughts on that game, bro?
For me, going back to the Broncos,
Yep.
I don't think it's Russ is the problem. Last year, just looking back at that defense, their defense was great last year. Like they held teams to around 13, 15 points. If they had this Russ last year, they may have been a playoff team. Like just the way I'm seeing from them last year. Now this year, I don't follow them too much. I'm not sure who they lost on defense. I know they still got Patrick Surtain, but getting up 70 and they quit. They quit by the second half. Like some of those Mostert touchdowns, you can just see they just jogging like at 50% speed. As far as the Dolphins, I love what I'm seeing from them. Tua is my MVP. Tyreek Hill, he's my offensive player of the year. Mike McDaniel's my coach of the year. The way he's scheming things up, like the fact that you have Tyreek Hill going in motion to the fact that he's at almost at top speed before the ball's even snapped. Like nothing you can do stuff like that, and they did all that without Jalen Waddle, which is scary.
Yeah. That's
Next week is
without Jalen Waddle is crazy. Yeah.
Next week is gonna be must-see TV. I feel like the Bills is clicking right in time for that matchup, and that's gonna be the real test. How the Dolphins perform next week against the Bills and that defense. They got a lot of turnovers this past week. That's going to tell a lot. I don't expect an onslaught like they had this week, but if they can execute like they've been doing all year against that Bills team, I'm going to feel confident in probably seeing them in always the Super Bowl.
I mean, Russ ain't the problem. He ain't the solution either, in my opinion. I think he's just at this point just average in his career. I think Sean Payton gonna have to. He ain't got to bench him, not quite yet. But if Sean Payton gonna be there for a little while, I don't think Russ is answer at quarterback at this point in his career. I do think the defense definitely got. I don't know what the hell going on with that defense. It's crazy, and I think the Dolphins are just that good. Like to do it without Waddle, like Darryl said, it's crazy. Like Waddle's a top tier receiver. Like you know what I mean. So and like Toby said about Tua, man, the ball comes out so fast. It's just so hard to get to him. Like. And it's so accurate, like Jordan been saying for years now. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, and I think this is gonna be their year. Like to me, to kind of get far. I don't know how far in the playoffs, but they're gonna get far. More AFC teams: the Chargers and Vikings game. Vikings remain winless, and they were picked to win the NFC North in a lot of places. So Jeff, how you feel about Chargers beating them and them still winless right now?
I think the Chargers needing to get off to Snyder. Actually, they've been putting up some good games recently, and it just hasn't gone their way. Justin Herbert been balling out, and I'm not gonna say balling out, but he's been playing steady. Playing steady quarterbacking. This week, is interesting. That it was 28 points, wasn't really too high, but it was efficient. and he had a pretty good game, and that's what I was impressed about. They're still trying to move without Eckler. You know, remember, he the focal point of the offense. As good as we want Justin Herbert to be the guy, it's Eckler. He's a running back. He's a pass catcher. He solidifies the entire defense, like the Marshall Faulk of the entire thing. So, you know, that's interesting. The Vikings, I don't know. When is Kirk Cousins' contract over? Like, I know he signed a
This year.
3 this year. You know they moving on from him, man.
I
You
don't
know,
think so.
he really just been,
I don't think they're gonna move on from him.
I mean, they got to, man. Like he's not the problem sometimes, but he's not the solution either. Like that's a good saying. That's a list of not the problem, not the solutions. He's on that list with Russ. Like he's just not the guy. You know what I'm saying? You got Justin Jefferson there, which is in the elite, one of the elite receivers. You know what I'm saying? Then you know, yeah, Addison. I'm waiting for Addison to kind of catch on. I don't know. I ain't really seeing too great play out of him. So, and then I don't know what they were doing at the running back situation. So, we'll see. They'll probably suck this year. It'll probably. I don't even know who's going to win the North. I'm probably thinking the Packers at this point. So,
real quick, Dar, your thoughts on Chargers and the Vikings, bro?
For the Chargers, it blows my mind how much that coach tries to get in the way of that team's success. Like that decision up on your 25-yard line to go for it. And there's too much trying to be smart, trying to overthink stuff, trying to be the reason why you win. I'm not sure. Like the team is too talented for you to get in the way to make those decisions. It's interesting to see how they look without Mike Williams because I mean he was their bailout. I mean Justin Herbert's bailout guy. Like he would just throw the ball up to him. He'd get those 50-50 balls. So it'll be interesting to see without him and if they can get Eckler back healthy. As far as the Vikings, going back to Kirk Cousins, I feel like they're going to have to move on because they got that Justin Jefferson contract coming up, and I feel like you're going to need a rookie QB level salary to improve better. And I feel like they need to start spending money on that defense because they're year after year, like they can't stop anybody. So that's my takeaway.
Toby, Chargers, Vikings.
It's hard for the Vikings. They should have never lost to Tampa Bay. I think that's where they went wrong. Because after that they played the Eagles. They had a chance in that game. They had some bad turnovers, and then this game we always knew it was going to be a tough game. They started off slow, and I think that's when you've seen that they possibly could lose this game when they started off slow. They didn't start off fast. Kirk Cousins got 9 touchdowns, 2 picks. I don't think he's been their problem. Like you said, their defense is pretty bad. Next week they play the Panthers. Like that's supposed to be a must win if they want to turn their season around. Because after that they play the Chiefs. That's an out. That's going to be out. And then the Bears. So if they could somehow sneak the Chiefs, they're at home. Anything could happen. So the Chargers, they're a good team. They're one of those teams again. I put them in the category of like a playoff team, but I don't know how scary they really are. Like Derek was talking about their coach. He gets in their way a lot. He makes a lot of questionable calls. He was doing that last year too. It's always felt like the Chargers are supposed to be this good, but they're like this good. And same level. Like they're literally like a level above the Vikings, when it comes to how good they are. You know what I mean? So a good game overall. Vikings need to get this dub coming up next week against the Panthers.
You think it's hold on? You think it's hope for the Vikings, Toby?
Yes, I still think it's hope because Green Bay's in the division and the Bears. Yeah, but they beat the Panthers. That's a dub right there. Then they got the Chiefs, but after that they play the Bears. Then you got to try to beat the Packers. Play the Bears again. I got to look throughout the rest of the schedule, but I'm looking at the division, and even though the Packers won last week, they came back against the Saints. They're not world beaters. They can be beat. Who else in that division? The Lions. We got to see what happens when they play the Lions. It's the divisional game, so the division ain't that strong for me to say they're dead yet, even though they have some bad losses, especially the ones against Tampa Bay. That's what did them. That's what really hurt them the most. They should have a dub at least.
Listen, 11% of teams who start 0-2 make the playoffs. That's 11% of teams that are 0-2.
Okay. I mean, yes, they're fighting. It's going to be hard for them to do it, but it's it's not possible. I don't think so. Not with the Bears and an inexperienced Packers quarterback. in your division. So we'll
Hey,
see.
Jordan, your thoughts on the game, bro?
I mean, the Chargers are the Chargers, the Vikings are the Vikings. It's the same shit from last year.
Yeah.
The Chargers are going to sling it all around. They're going to be in a lot of close games because they can't finish teams. The defense has let up a whole bunch of points. They might make the playoffs. They probably will. They have Justin Herbert. They have a good team, but they're not real Super Bowl contenders. They're just for show. Minnesota, I mean, Kirk Cousins is leading the lead in yards and touchdowns. I don't know. Defense can't stop a nosebleed. Sometimes he's just not clutch, in certain parts of, the most important times of the game. They're always going to be in games when you have the best receiver in the league and the way they can score. So they're always going to be in every game. Last year I believe there's a stat like they were like 9-2 and one score games or some shit like that last year. And now, they're on the other side of that this year. So that's why they're 0-3, So, or I think are they 0-3, right? Yeah, they're 0-3.
Yeah.
So, they were on the other side last year, and they were able to squeeze into the playoffs, but then they lose to a team like the Giants in the playoffs. So, I don't know what they're going to do. If it's sliding towards the end of the year and, it's not looking too good, maybe they trade Kirk Cousins, maybe they trade him to the Jets. Who knows? If the Jets are trying to still fight for a playoff spot and they need a QB and the Vikings are out, well, who knows? You know what I'm saying? But neither teams are going to the Super Bowl, so whatever.
I'm kind of with Toby. They got a lot of firepower still in the Vikings, especially with Justin Jefferson. I don't feel like it's over for them in the division.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that, though. I would agree with that assessment, though.
I just said they can't stop nobody.
Yeah, but I mean, Detroit and Green Bay. We have to see what they look like against Detroit and Green Bay before we actually.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I have to see that. All right, I want to do a QB rankings early season after week 3. We can make it one
Like
through
QB rankings. Yo, we ain't talk about this in the production meeting. Like,
topics.
Toby, don't laugh. We ain't talk about this in the production meeting, bro.
I was searching. I was doing my research during the
See,
thing.
Toby knew what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Who want to start?
Let the research guy start.
Yeah, I'll start. Let me look at my hold up. Let me try to pull up my thing.
This is based off of the last 3 games.
This season, right now,
This
QB
season so
rankings
far.
currently.
Jesus Christ.
First, of course, I'm gonna go
That's rough.
That's easy.
Patrick Mahomes. I'm going Patrick Mahomes.
Hell no. Okay, go ahead.
I'm going Patrick Mahomes. Damn, hold up. My thing isn't. Damn, what was I saying? Patrick Mahomes. Justin Herbert. I'm gonna go Tua. Tua's looking good.
Already. Let's do
He
this already.
don't believe. I told you. Go ahead.
Hold up. Damn, yo. Give me 1 second. My thing ain't loading. All right.
What, you want 8?
Cause I was. Wait. Yeah, because it gotta be 8. I gotta make sure I got everybody in order. Damn.
That just tells you how much parity in the league is so butt.
All right. I got Patrick Mahomes. I said Justin Herbert. I said Tua. That's 3. Justin Herbert, Tua. Let me go. I'm gonna go not Kirk Cousins. Let me go Josh Allen.
Okay.
That's 4.
Okay.
No,
Josh
5.
Allen.
Top of 5. We can stop at 5.
You can stop at 5. Yeah, let's stop at 5. Josh Allen, and I'll go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Lamar.
All right. So that's Mahomes, Herbert, Tua, Allen, Lamar. All right?
Yeah.
Mahomes. Let me go next.
All
next. I got Tua. I got Pat. Then I got Josh. No, not Josh. Justin Herbert. And then what was that? Tua, Pat, Justin Herbert, Brock Purdy, because he's playing the best in the top. Right now, he's playing good. He had 0 picks this season. 0.
Safe ball.
And then my last one is actually probably gonna be Jared Goff, just because he got the Lions playing pretty well. The way they beat the Falcons this weekend handedly.
All right, Jordan.
So I got Pat, Tua, Josh, Justin, and I like Brock Purdy too.
Okay. Daryl.
Tua, Mahomes. I hate to do it, but I got Purdy. He looks one of the cleanest so far this year. And then 2 more.
Who?
I got Josh Allen, and I got Lamar.
Did I say Josh Allen?
No.
Yeah, I think
I
you did.
Wait, did you?
I said Justin. I said no. I said Tua, Pat. Who did I say?
Allen, Tua, Pat, Herbert,
I said Tua,
Allen,
Pat, Herbert, Purdy.
Yeah.
Then who I say then?
Probably said Lamar after.
Nah,
I don't
you said
You
Tua.
said, you said
Pat,
No, he said golf.
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 Yeah, because you know what? Josh Allen got 5 touchdowns.
You gave him
I'm not
6.
picking him.
You
He's terrible this season. Like
You gave him
he
6.
got 8
That was
turnovers
6,
this
wasn't
season,
it?
bro.
Wasn't that 6 what QBs though?
Nah, because I think I added Allen. He didn't include Allen.
No, I didn't include
He
Allen.
put Purdy
terrible.
in golf.
Yeah, he's terrible,
So,
Allen. I'm like, yo, this guy, y'all believe in this guy? He got 5 touchdowns, 4 picks, 7 sacks.
He's better than golf, bro. He's better than golf. I don't care.
Now he's not playing better.
I think he's playing better.
They're playing safe ball. They're playing safe ball over there. Like I said, you got to keep him.
Bro, how do you play
Yeah,
safe ball? Gosh, Golf got more yards.
Do we?
Yeah.
He ain't go against the Jets defense, did he?
Man, you keep finding excuses, man. You got anything else in that bag? What else you got in that bag, bro? You got
I got a whole.
some food stamps in that bag, bro, because you digging in that thing deep, bro. Like,
I'm gonna still go Pat first, then Tua. Then I'm gonna go Herbert, Purdy, and I'm gonna still stick with Allen, bro. I'm sorry, man. If I'm gonna look at it in my ways. I'm sorry. Yeah, moving up. Okay, so those are top 5 QBs right now. We'll see how it ebb and flows throughout the year. Jordan, you got some picks for him, man, right now?
Yeah, I actually do.
All right, what you got?
So I'm gonna take Jaguars money line.
Oh, giving it 3? Okay.
Yeah, take the Jaguars money line.
okay.
Oh, money line. Okay.
Yep.
He not talking points then.
Nah, he said money line.
Nah.
Okay.
I would take Minnesota money line. You know what I mean? That's minus 196. And I'm gonna take Tampa over the Saints. They plus 138. You know what I mean? I like that. Now, if you want to go with the odds, I got another one for you right quick.
Mm-hmm.
I got one more. All right. So if you really want to go with the odds, Miami's not favored.
Nah.
So Miami's not favorite. That's
Bro, against the
money line.
Bills.
Yeah, they not 2.5.
Money line on Miami. Okay. And then you got Tampa's not favorite. I'm putting the money line on them. And then Baltimore's not favorite, and I'm putting the money line on them.
Yeah, that was my 3. I had Baltimore money line or run line, however you want to do it. Also got what I'll say.
I know the Chiefs play the Jets. Neither one of y'all messing with that.
I would say Chiefs minus 13.5, looking pretty good.
It's not.
It's say 9.5.
I was gonna do alternate spread.
Oh, wow.
It's 9.5. Actually.
Yeah, I'm like, I ain't grabbing that.
The Chiefs should beat the Jets by 9.5.
It ain't gonna pay
as well,
good.
but
Watch.
that's actually that's a big spread to cover 9.5 points.
Yeah.
If I was take spreads, though, I definitely would take the Dolphins money line as well. I like the Vikings. I like the Vikings to cover the 4 actually this week. So
The who?
I'm scared of that. I don't care about the freaking. Just give me the dub.
I hear you.
Just give me the dub.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised it's so close.
What about the Eagles in the 8 over the Commanders?
I'll save
No.
that. Take the money line.
They play that too much. Too tough. They play the Eagles tough.
Okay.
Take the money. Just take the money line on that.
Oh, will you be betting still too?
Totally betting.
Yeah, you didn't see my parlay that the
Yeah.
Ravens fucked up last
Till it was
week.
hurt.
They lost to the
No.
Till it was hurt. Till it was hurt last week.
I was fucking pissed, bro. I forgot. I feel like oh yeah, and the Jaguars too. Oh man,
Oh yeah, Mike's Jaguars.
they
They're not
me
my
the fuck out
Jaguar.
of here.
Hey, Mike loves sunshine, yo. He loves sunshine, yo. He even nicknamed him Sunshine. He don't even call him.
I like Dougie P, man. I think
Yo,
he
he
good
Mike's
too.
Jags, man. That's it.
Oh, you like Dougie P?
I like his play calling. He always been a good play caller.
Oh.
I've always liked Dougie P.
Why you ain't like? Oh, so you like when he was with us?
Man, we're moving on, man. All right, next
He's
thing.
going for fourth like every time. I was loving that.
Yeah, the pick'ems we got. All right, so
He was.
you weren't here last week, Daryl, but
Definitely.
last week we had the games
Every
were
time.
Chargers and Vikings versus Vikings,
Yeah,
Patriots
who did I
versus the
pick?
Jets, and Steelers versus the Raiders.
Oh,
So
I know I'm one. I got at least
I
one.
know I was still
I had to be there.
I know I was doing one.
I was definitely
Go
still
ahead,
on.
Joe. Go ahead,
so
Mike.
Jeff picked the Vikings, the Pats, and the Raiders. So he was 1 and 2.
All right.
Yeah, 1 and 2. Toby, you had the Steelers, of course, the Pats, and the Vikings. So you were
Damn, Vikings, bro. Butt ass Vikings. Oh my god, bro. Doesn't make sense.
And that's why I always say, yo, while me and Jordan bet and y'all don't. Jordan, he had the Chargers, the Jets though, and the Steelers. So the Jets
Yeah,
got
the Jets or the Patriots. He was.
I was 2-1, right? 2-1.
They should have. I was still
Yeah,
won.
you
Yeah, they should have won that. The Jets should have fucking won that game.
him. We were both 2-1. I, however, had the Chargers, the Pats, and the Steelers, and I was 3-0.
Yo, stop picking like where emotions gotta be involved. Like, yo, dog. Like, don't pick no more Raider games, bro. Like, for real, bro. Like, it's like it's a slight. It's like, come on.
So for the season, me and Jordan are both 7-2. Jeff and Toby are both 3-6 right now. So
I ain't down in the basement by myself. Go ahead. I'm leaving somebody down there.
Damn.
I'm back this week.
Somebody down there.
Dude. Yeah, I need to get back in them. I need to get back in first.
Nah.
Ooh.
Me and Jordan gonna battle on see. I'm telling you right
I
now.
doubt it.
But
I doubt it. Y'all gonna launch.
anyway, for this
I know
week
it.
though, the games are Bucks versus Saints, Rams versus Colts, and Dolphins versus Bills. It's down the bottom.
Damn.
Why you put the Colts game? We don't know if Richardson playing or
That
not.
was a
like,
dog shit game too. Oh, sorry, I got the right.
So who want to go first?
Nah, I'll go.
All right.
I got the Bucks, I got the Rams, and I got the Dolphins.
So you got
Wait. I'm sorry.
come
The
on.
Bills. I want the Bills on wax, but I'm taking the Dolphins on my ticket.
all right. All right. Okay. You said Rams, right?
Yeah, Rams. Bucks, Rams, Bills.
Who next?
Yo, who's Saints quarterback?
And Daryl, you can pick
Yo,
two,
he
bro.
said he going. He day to day. Carr said he day to day. He got the AC joint.
No, it's Jameis Winston is starting.
Damn.
All right, well, even better.
No, it's not even better.
I like James Winston for one game. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'm sure the
Then they
Bucks
get
do,
Alvin
too.
Kamara back too this game.
The
Yeah,
Buccaneers do.
Anybody
The
want to pick?
Buccaneers
Who
do
next?
too.
So go ahead, Daryl. Go ahead.
I'll go.
See what you're saying.
Give me the Saints. I want to take the Colts. I like what I saw last week, but I'm gonna stay with the Rams, and then the third, the Bills. The Bills Dolphins game right third.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm rolling with the Dolphins.
All right. You said that you going with the Saints?
Yeah, Saints, Rams, and Dolphins.
All right, you're a
Got it.
guest. I can't be messing with you. It's gonna stare me wrong somewhere. So I'm gonna rock with the Bucks. I think they're gonna get the Saints while they down. It sucks because I don't want Carr playing with the AC joint. I'm gonna go with the Rams for sure. And then I'm gonna go with the Bills to get off the snide against the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins beat them both times last year, maybe, or just one.
And they split.
They've been having a number a little bit, kind of giving them a bill, but I think Josh, he all right now. I just think he gonna beat the Dolphins. That's just
Wait, Daryl, you said the Rams or the Colts? You said the Rams, right? Too?
Yeah,
All
Rams.
right, okay, all right, Jeff, I got you. Toby.
Let me go Dolphins. Let me go Dolphins. I'm gonna go Colts, and I'm gonna go the Saints and Bucks game. I don't know. I feel like Jameis didn't do nothing last game. Like there was no reason for them to lose to the Packers. How do you end up blowing that lead? Bucks. Baker only put up 11 points. Kamara coming back. I'm gonna go.
You don't need a
I'm
little
gonna
bit of time.
go. I'm gonna go Bucks.
You going with Baker? What?
I'm going with Baker.
Going with Buck? With Baker?
Baker.
I'm gonna go Bucks, man. I'm gonna go Bucks.
Rolling with Baker?
Shake it, bait. All right. I'm gonna go. Yo, Toby funny as hell with his face and shit like that, but I'm gonna go. Let me see. I'm gonna go with the Colts. I like the defense. I'm gonna roll with Kobe with Toby and the Colts on that. The Rams, yeah, I'm good off the Rams and that. You said Richardson not coming back. Damn, hold on. Let me think for a second.
I mean, no, I think he's practicing this week. It's not fully official yet, but I mean,
I think Minshew made it runs wild for another week.
I think the Rams. Nah, I think Aaron Donald defense come up.
The Rams had a good defense the other day. They just lost to the Bengals.
Yeah.
How many points they give up? Because I
19.
could give up. How many?
19 that game?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like that. Hey, Darryl, what team is yours, bro?
He got the Rams.
I ain't talking about that.
Oh, his real team?
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
Steelers.
Juggernaut?
Nah, the fantasy.
Oh, yeah, you want Brown fancy. Yeah, rookies. Yeah, I'm all the way down there. I'm all
All of his advice is invalid. It did not become accredited today.
That's
Wow.
hilarious.
I drafted a decent team. It just is bad luck. So.
Damn, Brody.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson.
Man,
Garrett
it's
Wilson,
tough.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
I want to keep my lead, man, against my tie with Jordan. So let me I'm gonna roll with the Dolphins though. I think the Dolphins is that good. So I'm gonna roll with the Dolphins. Do they get Waddle back? Do y'all know?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, they're getting them back.
You throw the rhythm off.
They're getting them back.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Dolphins on that. I don't trust your boy Allen, even though you're going with him, Jeff. You was talking about him a few minutes ago. Let me see. I'm gonna roll.
Yeah.
I'm gonna still go with the Rams to be on the safe side on that, and then I'm going to go with the Bucks. I like the Bucks. So I'm gonna go with the Bucks on that. All right. So those are the picks right now, and we'll see what happens next week. So you can, Toby and Jeff catch up. Me and Jordan stay afloat. Stuff like that. Y'all got some picks to make y'all best this week. For that, this is our show, man. Appreciate you, Darryl, coming on as always. You're always welcome. Thanks for
Dang,
anybody who
Darryl.
watch,
I don't know
comment,
where Josh from, but all right.
and subscribe. Jordan, Toby, Jeff. Usually, man, we'll see you guys next week. I guess we'll do Tuesday or Wednesday. You guys, it's up to them. You know, I'm free both days as always, man.
All right.
But for that, we'll see you next time. Peace.
See y'all, yo.
Yo.
Can I?